Hello guys, Taizex here. I'm just gonna show you guys what my macros are, what my glyphs are, and yeah, of course, what spec I'm using. This is what I prefer, because I'm used to it most of the time, and yeah, you can actually change it to whatever you like the most, but I just prefer this, so keep that in mind. So we'll begin with the spec. Of course, I use sub because like I'm used to dance peeling as well, and I feel like you don't have as much peels like with a dance, like a cheap shot dance or a dance Garrett or yeah dance sap even. You would have to waste your only vanish unless you spec in prep. So yeah, I prefer sub. And also, yeah, that bleed makes it as good as assassination because you don't need the deadly poison on them and stuff like that. So my spec is just gonna be sub. Then we'll go over my talents. You have Night Stalker, which I don't like it that much. I mean, it increases damage while you're stealthed by 25% and the movement speed by 20%. It might be crucial for saps, but if you're good at like timing the saps, you will, yeah, you won't need Night Stalker that much in my opinion. And then you have Subterfuge, like it doesn't make your stealth break even though you use like Garrett or cheap shot. You can do like Garrett cheap shot and then stuff like that, or like Garrett ambush. So it will break 3 seconds after you did the first attack, so you can do like 2 more globals in it. And then you have Shadow Focus. Your abilities don't cost any energy when you're stealthed. It doesn't go for Shadow Dance because, of course, it's not stealth, but people might think it. But for me, I prefer the Subterfuge because you might actually need the burst in like an RMP opener, let's say like that. It might be crucial. My second tier is you got Deadly Throw. It interrupts a target like they did in the old days. It was interrupting as well, and it slows the movement of the target by 6 seconds. And yeah, you don't need 5 combos to interrupt, but if you interrupt on a spell cast, of course, it's 6 seconds. And you cannot, I think you cannot blanket it. I actually didn't play yet, but you can blanket it normally. So for me, it's Deadly Throw in that tier, but I'll go over the 2 others as well. Nerve Strike is the second thing you can choose, which is if you do a successful kidney shot or cheap shot, all the damage the target deals for 6 seconds is reduced by 50%, which is, it might be good for peeling, because yeah, but actually if you do a full cheap shot, it's like 2 seconds left on it if it's like a 4-second cheap shot, because it's only 6 seconds, so it's actually not that good in my opinion. Though, yeah, people might like it more if they like play a real defensive comp. And then of course you got Readiness. Yeah, I think people know Combat Readiness. Yeah, it's actually a shield wall from a rogue. Of course, people know it because yeah, you had it in whole Cataclysm as well. But now you just need to spec it. So yeah. I didn't take it because I like being able to interrupt without having to step kick, because you only have 1 step, unless, yeah, actually you only have 1 step because you gotta choose between step and prep, but we'll go over that later. I chose for the Cloak of Shadows Glyph, where I'll go over later as well, which reduces damage. So for me it's Deadly Throw in this one. Then in the next one you have Cheat Death, which makes you cheat death and makes you like take 80% less damage for 3 seconds when you get below 10% health. So this is like, yeah, people know it from before. You have Leeching Poison, which heals you for 10% of the damage you deal on it. And if you shiv with it, it heals you for 5% of your total health. So that's pretty cool. And then you have Elusiveness. It makes your feint reduce all your damage taken by like 30% for 5 seconds. It's a passive, so you can't actually use it yourself, but it will, yeah, up like when you feint, it just does it. You can't use Elusiveness, it's just on your feint, so that's good. The next tier made it very hard for me to choose, because your prep now, like, it takes off the cooldown from your Cloak of Shadows and Evasion, which can be a big deal actually. Like, let's say you're against a dot comp like Spicy Chicken or something. You might need that last cloak because you would die, but then, yeah, you don't have the mobility from step to kick a like eventual heal or a Star Surge or whatever it is. Like, I don't know, I'm used to step kicking, and if you have a step kick if it's necessary and also a deadly throw, yeah, it might be, yeah, I like playing Shadow Step better than playing with prep, though I might change in the future just to see what works out best. But the third thing in this tier is the Burst of Speed. If you pop it, I don't like it because the 60 energy, it costs 60 energy, which is like half of your energy bar if you're sub, of course. But it increases movement speed by 70% for 4 seconds. And yeah, if you're afflicted by any movement impairing effects by, like, let's say Nova or something like that, just Nova actually, or slows, it will just take it off and you're immune to them as well for 4 seconds, so that's pretty cool in my opinion. But for me it's Shadow Step because I'm used to it, and otherwise the mobility from Rogue is just kinda fucked up in my opinion, so. And then the last tier, you have Prey of the Weak, which if you kidney or cheap shot or gouge, sap, blind, anything actually, on a target, they will take 10% more damage from all your damage abilities for the duration of the thing you do. Like if you do a 6-second kidney, it will be the 6 seconds he takes 10% more damage, which can be crucial in a bomb as well. Like if you kidney bomb dance, then of course they obviously will take a lot more damage, 10%. So then you have Paralytic Poison, which has a 20% chance on each strike to poison the enemy, and if it stacks up to 5 times, it will stun him for 4 seconds. But the only bad thing actually is that it DRs with the rest of your stuns, like Cheap Shot and Kidney. So actually it's not completely RNG of course, but it's like, yeah, I don't like playing with it because it will DR like Kidney and Cheap Shot when you don't want them to DR, so yeah. And of course if you shift this poison, then you will root players for 4 seconds, so that's pretty cool effect, but it's just the DR on the stun that doesn't yeah, make me choose it, to be honest. And then you have Dirty Tricks, which is pretty cool in my opinion, of course. Your Gouge and your Blind no longer have an energy cost, and they no longer break from damage dealt by your poison or bleed effects. Though this ability is pretty cool, but, and I took it, but it does still break on dots, so I glyphed it as well. And yeah, it's pretty cool that you can just gouge when you're like 1v1ing someone and you're gouging him in the middle of your hemo bleed, and you can just run away instead of breaking it after 2 seconds when the bleed ticks again. And that's pretty cool for a 1v1 situation, but also in arena, of course. But now I'll go over my glyphs. My major glyphs, I have taken Glyph of Cloak of Shadows, which makes you take 40% less damage when your cloak is available. I took this glyph mainly because I didn't need to take debilitation, because I still have the crippling on my weapon, and yeah, it applies pretty awesome, pretty much. So I don't need the movement speed by Evis, like the reduction, because my crippling will put a bigger slow on him. So I took the Cloak of Shadows instead, because yeah, I don't have the wall for a rogue, so that's pretty bad. But yeah. Then my second one is Glyph of Garrett. It increases the Garrett ability to silence, like it increases the silence. If you wouldn't take it, it would only be like 1.5, 2 seconds, something like that. And yeah, then it's basically only one global, and yeah, it's pretty hard to build up enough combos to get a full kidney in like 1 second. So I prefer this one, and yeah, I'm used to it from Kata as well. So, and the third one is the Glyph of Blind. Yeah, your blind ability removes all the damage over time effects. It includes the dots from a lock, let's say, or something else. It just puts off every damage over time effect, and you will, yeah, it won't break anymore unless you attack it yourself, of course. But it's pretty obvious this is needed, because it's crucial in 3s, 2s, 5s, anything. You just need the CC. So I prefer this one as well. Yeah, the minor glyphs are, yeah, you can choose what they are, but I took Blurred Speed, so you can sprint over water. I took Vanish, so it leaves like an image of you at the place where you vanished, so it disorients the target, like your enemy, a little bit. And Glyph of these guys, or whatever I have to say it. Yeah, a humanoid enemy who you pickpocket, you will take his form for 5 minutes, but if you like hit someone, or yeah, if you hit someone, it will break, and you can't mount unless you click it off. So that's it. But that's it for now. If you have any questions, tell me in the box below, in the description, whatever, in the comments below. And yeah, you can always check my armory if you want. Yeah, if you want to have a close look or something. But thanks for watching, guys, and see you next time.